line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Well, they telling me everything's bigger in Texas. Well, I think we're about to put that to the absolute test. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Pizza Racing TV, and welcome to the Pit Stall Racing Series as we are about to head it down here on the Lone Star State. This is Fort Worth, Texas Motor Speedway, now live here on the show. Hi everyone, I'm the Crusader Christian Shriver, joining you guys here today as we are currently getting ramped up and ready to go for the action at hand here in Texas. We are currently right now finishing up the last bit of their practice time, preparing up for what is about to come. And speaking of what is about to come here, we know we got some drivers to take a listen into and have a good idea of what's going down. So we'll take a listen in first with our first driver, the lone female of the bunch, the Throttle Chantel Pottle joins us on the line here. Chantel, not the first time we've seen you here at Texas, but it's been a while since we've seen you in a super late model here at Texas. What's going to be the game plan for you here today?
Just save my tires. 1 and 2 seems to be eating them up, so if we can do that, we'll be alright.
With it being 1 and 2 being the worst part of the track, why is it that maybe beating up the cars a little bit more for you?
I'm just overdriving.
Well, it's certainly something you got to figure out later on, though. But nevertheless, Chantel, thank you for your time. We'll see what happens down there.
Thanks.
The Throttle Chantel Pottle, ladies and gentlemen, trying to get settled in and trying to get settled up for the action at hand. She knows she's got a lot on her plate and a lot on her mind. Same can be said for the mad scientist himself, as we've nicknamed him. Ladies and gentlemen, number 24, Tim Lee on the call.
Hey Chris, how are you?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. How about you today, Tim?
Good, man. Ready to wrap this one up tonight and start the weekend a little early.
Start the weekend a little early here, and Tim, I know you've been talking a lot of game about being here in Texas again. How's it feel like to kind of be back on the Lone Star State's end?
Yeah, well, this is my home state, so I always have pride in racing here. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm fast or I'm good, but I definitely enjoy the Lone Star State a lot.
Enjoy it indeed here. I know these super late model cars, we have only seen them a couple times here on the show before. Not necessarily since the update, though. We've really put them to the full-on test. How do you think these drivers will fare here at the big Lone Star track?
Well, we changed the rules just to tweak them just a little bit. We got only one pass for fair versus two now, so people behooves people to really take care of their stuff. And then we also went to just one additional set of tires, so a little bit more strategy in there. So when we were using 3 total sets, you could really hammer on it early and then get away with that. Well, now with just one additional set, you're really going to have to rethink that strategy.
They certainly will have to indeed. Very interested to see what happens with 100 laps on the line. Tim Lee, thank you for your time today.
Yes, sir.
Tim Lee, ladies and gentlemen, giving us some time to listen in, kind of give us an idea of what's going on the track. As we take it down now and listen in with the driver of that pilot, the big 00, ladies and gentlemen, Gordon Larson Jr. joins us on the call.
What's going on?
Going pretty good tonight, buddy. How about you today?
I'm alright.
All right, well, Larson, once again, we visit a track that is a mile and a half in length, and a track that you told me earlier that you were trying to really kind of focus in and kind of hone the craft on with these rules updated now.
Yeah, we're looking forward to tonight. We got a good bit of practice in yesterday, so we kind of know what the car's going to do during the transition into tonight. So we got pretty high hopes for today.
High hopes for today and a little high ride center point as well here. With these Super Late Model cars, I mean, we talked about it before and how tricky turn 1 and 2 is and how treacherous it can be, but what about 3 and 4? Can you guys still kind of flatline that corner, or is it kind of the same for all 4 corners?
No, if you really want to, you can hold it full throttle in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, if you're, you got to kind of just be patient with it. And you can get it's a good lap if you can be patient with it and keep it at the bottom in 1 and 2.
Sure there. Well, we're certainly getting a glimpse of that and all that for right now here. But nevertheless, Larson, thank you for your time down there, buddy.
I appreciate it.
All right, Larson, here, ladies and gentlemen, on the line here. We're going to bring it back down now. Listen to one of our other top contenders here, the 03, Cody Griffin, now joining us on the line here. Cody, this has been, without a doubt, another strong season for you and the team when it came to a matter of just driving it out and putting in the victory lane. But now you face another tough challenge here with this high-end, banked-up track of Texas Motor Speedway. What's going through your mind today?
Just try to have a clean race here, keep the fenders on it, see what we can do. I'd have preferred to have been at the old Texas with the worn out track surface versus this. I feel like this is probably going to be a super speedway type race with a lot of forward momentum and probably a lot of near misses or cautions. So we'll just have to see what happens here. But looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it indeed here. I know definitely a lot of eyes on you and the crew here today. But what's going to be kind of the main objective, the main goal for you today and the team?
Just kind of points racing at this point. I mean, we're a little over halfway through the season now, so just trying to be smart points race and get as much as we can.
For sure there. All right, well, nevertheless here, thank you for your time today, Griffin. Well, let's see what happens down on the track for you and the team.
Appreciate it.
Cody Griffin, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go out of here with the team in the fields here as we're going to take a look at our track tech talk before we get to really more information today. Presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing, folks. This is how we're looking at this race today. Mile and a half in length. It is going to be a little bit tricky early on. You're going to see a lot of drivers kind of trying to push their limits, maybe a little too hard out of the gate. Some learning their lessons, some really just kind of going for broke, going for big when they can. But really, I think the main thing to watch out for, without a doubt, is just controlling of the pace, controlling of their nerves, and seeing who knows when to strike and when not to strike. I think that's going to be kind of a tough ordeal for them, and I think they're going to really be looking at that fuel mileage, looking at that tire wear as really a big selling point. That's going to be their biggest priority today, in my opinion. Listen in here right now with another driver that has made a bit of a brush with this season. Len McNeese now joins us back on the call. And Len, man, we talk about it again, but you know, this is one of those races that is going to be really based on strategy and performance. What says you for this one?
I hope I get lucky on this. I don't know about the performance on my end.
Well, you know, the performance has been at least pretty consistent enough to at least be able to put on some good shots and some good runs here. So, I mean, is there really anything in particular you're trying to watch for in the strategy, or you think you're just kind of trying to keep yourself out of trouble?
Trying to keep myself out of trouble, but tonight's going to be a different strategy with only having the one set of tires. So it's going to be that's going to be interesting to see how we can strategize that at the end.
Strategize that at the end, indeed, here. But nevertheless, here, McNeese, anything really kind of got on the mind as well, or anything focus-wise you want to kind of let the fans at home know as well?
Oh, I really don't tonight. I tell you, this is I've never done real well at Texas, so I'm still trying to learn some of this, get a little better. Hopefully, I can do well tonight, and everything will go great. We have a good, clean race.
For sure there. All right, well, Lynn, we do really appreciate you coming on board tonight, buddy. Best of luck to you and the team out here.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Len McNeese, ladies and gentlemen. Getting a little word in there from the crew and the driver's vantage points here again as we're currently talking with some people. Getting some of the drivers' minds all kind of cleared up and ready to bring it down to the house. Speaking of bringing it down to the house, ladies and gentlemen, he joins us now from the driver that brought it to the house last time out. Daniel Holloway now joins us on the line. Daniel, the last time we seen you, you had to absolutely put up the showcase and a fight from start to finish. Now you have to kind of do it all over again. What say you to try to do one more for this one?
Be a 3 for 3 in a row. It's pretty hard to do, but you never know. Just kind of right now practicing and trying to get my settings back. So that kind of hurt me a little bit right now. So I'm trying to get the feel of the car again.
Get feel of the car again, kind of get yourself prepared up. Tell me as well, I mean, how tricky is the car kind of feeling for you, and how do you feel about kind of the strategy now you have to throw up with the one tire and only 100 laps you got to perform out on here?
It's a good challenge. It's just learning to be more patient than you have, and then just save those tires and, you know, be there at the end.
At the end indeed here. All right, well, nevertheless here, we do appreciate you coming on board today, sir. Best of luck to you and the team down there.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Holloway on the line here. And if you hear a little rumbling or a little metal in the background, just keep in mind currently we are doing a little repairs down in the broadcast end today, so currently we've been a little bit busy with some things, so we're just currently going to probably be off and online here for a second, but we'll be right back in a second here. Alright, we back? Alright, I think we're good. Josh Cole asking, you guys got room? I think he was asking about the, oops. About the, league itself there. 1 second here. Currently, we just pushed the wrong button on one of our keyboards here. Okay, how do we get that back to normal? Okay, we got it. We got it? Roosters, you gotta stop pushing these buttons around here. You're pushing my buttons a little bit tonight, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, I think we got it now, race fans. We're ready to go here. Let's get to the action here. So here we go. Josh Cole, by the way, the Pit Stall Racing Series, look them up on Facebook. We will have the link is down in the bottom of the description as well to see if you can join them as well. I think they are taking drivers in, so just be kind of aware of that, but not totally confirmed on if they are taking any more at the moment. You'll have to ask with them, but I believe they are open for seats and they are open to let drivers in as well right now. Yeah, I really apologize for the noise, guys. Again, we're currently still working some things out in the studio. We just got a little upgrade we got it today, and we're currently still getting used to the setups here. As our drivers, though, stay at what they're doing and keeping up with their paces here. We're going to lean them off down the racetrack here. And take a look at our fast times tonight. Bill starting up their time, qualifying time. Josh Garrett will be one of the first ones up. Todd Poston, the other out of the bunch. Poston will come around the track first here, so we'll take a watch at him in the number 31. As he brings it right around on the front straightaway here. Poston's time will clock in at 31.36. Josh Garrett, his first time, comes in. And he's going to clock in at 31.36, but he's going to have just enough of a thousandth of a tenth to beat him out. Daniel Holloway going 31.38 to start his rally. Garrett looking to try to get a faster time set here on the second lap. As Tim Lee brings the 31.81 of 31.43 from Clifton. Field desperately trying to find speed where there is and where there ain't. And Todd Poston not able to take down Garrett's time. And Garrett's final time will be a little bit slower, so that'll take him in as our number one seeded here. Now the number 5, Chantel Pottle, going to bring her way out of the track. Top 5 so far here. Goes 31.42 to start off her day. A little bit loose off the back half, though. Got to be careful about that. We'll see how she does here on her final time off the final turn. I'd say it's going to be a little bit slower here. This is not going to be a good time. So a 31.42 will be her fastest to start her day. Russ Hancock comes out. He lays down a 31.87. That'll end out his qualifying run. Everybody else right now, as you see, laying down their times, laying down their speeds. We'll have to see how that plays out for them in the long haul. Derek Paulson's first time is going to be a 31.45. Not what he was expecting or probably what he was hoping for, but he's going to dive it in deep and hope for it to stick there in turn 1 and 2. Down the back half into 3 and 4 here. He's a little bit on the wobbly side, cornering it down. I'm not sure. Maybe that was just intentional or if that was just kind of something he was looking at to try to shorten the track out. Paulson going to come down around the defending champion's time to start his day. Was a 31.45. This one's a 31.40. It's enough to knock down Mitzel and Pottle in a 5th and 6th respectively. Now onto the track here in Texas. Gordon Larson Jr. in the double O. We just heard from a minute ago. We'll see what he's got on the table. Failed on him right around down through turn number 3 and 4. Larson Jr. trying to shorten out the exit to try to build a little bit more speed, corner down off it. Let's see if that helps him. His time is going to be a 31.44. Not quite fast enough to get into the 3s, but a decent time nevertheless. Let's see what he can do here on the second lap. Well, he's certainly got speed, and he's got a bit of momentum to his name, but again, the momentum will only get you so far in this race. You really gotta stretch your momentum. You really gotta stretch the speed out for the long haul. And qualifying in a good spot will help out for quite a while. We'll have to see if that comes to be a factor later on. But ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to talk with one of our drivers here who has already qualified in the top 10. He scores it. It'll be the 51 of Charles Whitehead right now at the moment. Charles setting the top 10 for a bracket here with 100 laps and only one set of tires and a one rinse and repair. Does that kind of feel a little bit more of an advantage for you to kind of stay out of trouble, or do you think maybe that might be a little bit of a headache here for some others? And it looks like Charles might not be on the end of the line here, folks. So it looks like we'll just kind of bump out of that one and kind of let him do his own thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk in now with one of our other guys here. Not yet to qualify. We'll listen into the number 20. That's Corey Coe. Corey, haven't really seen you bring it out to the track yet today. How's it feeling right now for you in the 20 cam? And I think there might be a reason why we haven't seen him go out and qualify yet. Let's see if maybe Blount's on the line here. Blount, you got a copy? And that would be a nope as well. So looks like we have no copy from anybody that has not qualified, nor that I think is planning to. So I think we'll just kind of listen in and see what others maybe think here. Maybe we get in touch with Tim Williams here and see what he's up to. Tim, you got a copy? And that's a no.
Yeah.
Oh wait, well he got it figured out now. Right as we were leaving you, we finally got you, buddy. See if he talks now. See if he heard him once. Okay, there he is. There he is. So Tim, right now we haven't seen you try to go down and lay down a qualifying lap or try to do anything special here. Are you just kind of wanting to stay a little bit low and maybe figure out the rest from there, or what's going on with the plan today, sir?
Well, I got in a little bit late here, and I didn't really get much practice, so I'm just going to start at the back and take it easy for a bit and see how it goes.
With what you know of Texas Motor Speedway, how do you feel like it could compare for these Super Late Model cars, and what's going to be kind of the end goal for you and this team for success?
I really liked Texas in the trucks. I really did really well here in the trucks. I haven't raced this car here yet, so this is going to be a learning experience for me. I'm hoping to at least finish the race. So, well, hopefully anyway.
Hopefully anyway. Well, I mean, Tim, definitely a good strategy to have here. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens when you bring it down to the track that's bigger as them all. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you. We'll see you later, Chris.
We'll see you later indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Williams on the line there. So the field getting ready to go here with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock here. That should kind of spring to mind just what we're up against and what we're going to be seeing up against these guys. Troy Radford joining us now in, Tim Williams, Cody Griffin, Eric Blount, Michael Pratt, Corey Coe, Ray Radford, and Douglas R. Johnson did not qualify yet. So our 13 drivers that did will pretty much, kind of in my opinion, be right in the playing field or right in the position they need to be in order just to survive and conquer here. And as we look at these times here, this is definitely something kind of interesting to see, because Garrett and Poston pretty much equaled each other in terms of the hundredths of a second, but the thousandths of a second, Garrett was only able to nudge out Poston by the slimmest of margins. But luckily it was enough to at least get him into that spot, into that place. And he needs it in order just to try to make up for, really in his mind, has been an absolutely lackluster season. But again, will that translate to success? Only time will tell. Speaking of time will tell here, looks like Troy Radford with little to no time left. He's going to put it out on the track. He's bringing the McDonald's 94 scheme out on the track here. Kind of a little mock-up to the old Bill Elliott days. Let's see what that Mac tonight 94 has got in store. The Mac attack goes on the throttle and onto the brigade. Troy Radford looking to try to set a time here. He's got a couple of seconds still to do it. I think he's got time to actually lay down 2 laps. But he's going to mainly focus on this first one here. Good little charge off as the Glitchcraft for Gremlins. No, that's not our end. That's the Glitchcraft for Gremlins on Radford's internet connection that's doing it to him. Believe us, if it was us, we would not even be in this call right now. We'd probably be we probably have too much issues. And speaking of issues, looks like Radford is having a bit of a mechanical failure down there, and he can't get the car to finish out. Unfortunately, he'll go to pit road, and I think that's going to kind of end his qualifying session. We'll have to see if the 94 is able to bring it back here and get something going for him in terms of the long run. That's going to be right up ahead. 10 seconds remaining here in qualifying, race fans. So prepare yourselves and get ready, because we are just moments away from letting these drivers go loose, go nuts here in Texas Motor Speedway. It's time to go bigger and badder than ever here on the show. Time for the Pit Stall Racing Series. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the time has come, and the time is here now to present to you your Pit Stall Racing Series at Texas Motor Speedway, presented by the Fort Worth Screen Printing and Lightning Wrapz. With the field now set to go, here is your starting grid. On the pole, the Texan himself, John Garrett in the 66 will start him out. The outside of him in the 31, it is Tad Poston. In row number 2, it'll be Daniel Holloway in the 26. The outside of them, and the number 17 is Derek Paulson. Row number 3 is going to be DJ Mitchell in the number 61. The outside of him, and the number 5, it is the Throttle Chantel Bottle. And row number 4, we'll see Jeff Clifton in the number 1. The outside of him, in the 00, it is Gordon Larson Jr. Row number 5 is Sean Robinson in the 15. The outside of him, and the number 51, it is Charles Whitehead. Row number 6 is going to be piloted down by Tim Lee in the 24, the outside of him, and the number 84 is going to be Len McNeese. And row number 7, it's going to be Russ Hancock in the 343, with Troy Radford, the 94, on his outside. Row number 8 is Cody Griffin, the 03, the outside of him, and the 77 is Michael Pratt. Row 9 is Tim Williams in the 45, with the outside in the 20, it is Corey Coe. Row number 10, Eric Brown, the 6, the outside in the 13 is Douglas R. Johnson. Final starters, Ray Radford, Webb Pilot, the number 47. And race fans, just out of a cool little irony or a fate, you have it, John Garrett can't get the car to fire up. He's going to miss the start, and that possibly just completely ruined any chance or any hope he had to try to bring the victory and the W to his home state, his homeland. How will this affect the field, and how will this affect the drive to survive here? We're about to find out off of turn number 4. The green flag is out. We're racing here in Texas. Only one insert pair, only one set of tires. Check this note and check this well. Don't take tires until you absolutely have to, and don't try to get yourself into any messes unless you know you can hang in there. Feel them down around off of turn number 3, and at turn number 4 here, DJ Mitchell in the 61, making a good little sharp on the inside there as Todd Poston in the 31 moves the chains ahead. Jeff Clifton right now struggling to keep his Witchcraft Gremlins away from his inner demons here, because it looks like that one camp is struggling to stay on track and deal with the pressure as well on the inside of him. MF Racing Designs, number 17, Derek Paulson, this season, in his mind, it has not been a pleasant one. Said to me earlier today, I've been closer to quitting in this league for this season than I have been ever before, but I wanted to come back and fight it out with these drivers and give it something for them. And he is certainly trying to defend the championship and defend his crown, so it be. It'll be interesting to see if he can do that and then some here, especially with the field as loaded as this one is right now. Everybody's starting to separate out a bit, though. You can see, though, Texas is starting to get a little bit slick off of turn number 2, but 3 and 4 almost seems to be kind of the complete opposite here. Seems like at 3 and 4, they're getting more of a runoff and a little bit more pressure to kind of build around there. And in turn, gives them a lot more openings to work with. But Daniel Holloway, the number 26, Kisses Machine, has kissed one race win already. He's looking to kiss another one up. speaking of kissing up a few, driving them up to the outside wall. Jeff Clifton getting some run there from Todd Poston as Poston tries to post up the number. Bit of a deadlock between the drivers and between this crew here. Nobody giving an inch, no one giving out to the other. Meanwhile, looking ahead here, the field is starting to spread out even more as they go, but those that are leading are truly making a run for it here. DJ Mitchell, Daniel Holloway already using the speed, using the grip, using the power to their advantage, and it seems to be working here. Paulson kind of laying low from Jeff Clifton in the number 1 here. Paulson maybe looking in at taking a bit of a shot in the dark, maybe taking a shot between those two, but I don't think he's really looking at trying to make any mistakes. Can tell Throttle Pottle though in the 5 also doing what she said she was planning on doing earlier, which is watch the tire wear and just watch herself from getting too aggressive. The strategy seems to be working right now. This is kind of her playing field too, because she loves these long runs where she has to actually force the other drivers to lift and actually have to control themselves. Otherwise they pay the price, and that is a burnt up car, a burnt up tire set. Right now that is exactly what is going on here on the track here. DJ Mitchell, Daniel Holloway there still at it here. Mitchell trying to make a move on Holloway, but Holloway just won't let him down. Gary Brooks says go Chantel in the comment section. There's always a bit of a fan base for that 5 cam whenever she patrols the track, she patrols the lands. Also looking on here, trying to see an opening here from Clifton and Poston. Both guys just will not give up their run, won't give up position. Poston currently struggling just to make a move on the number 1 without taking him out or himself out, and you can see why that is. As Mitchell looks like he's trying to get a run as well off turn 2. No room for error there, and there certainly was no give either. Let's take a look at the back of the pack right now. Tim Williams 6 spots up. He's already mounting some charges. Eric Blount, the Viagra, number 6. He's currently also fighting hard and pretty strong. Blount, though, as you can see, still rocking the old controller down there. That's not a steering wheel he's using in the actual real world. That is actually a controller he's using, I'm betting you. Look at this, coming down off the corners here, and now the aggression level starting to kick up a notch. The throttle sent the bottle way loose off of turn number 2 there. Not really sure what went wrong down there, but I can tell you what's also going wrong. John Robinson, Gordon Larson Jr., they get a little bit entangled, and that's not exactly what you want to see here, but let's take a look at the replay from a full vantage point here and see where did everything start and where did everything go wrong. So Paulson and Pottle having a good little tussle down there. Fenders put together. Here comes Griffin. He's looking for an opening. Now here comes the other part of this story. This is Larson Jr. and Robinson. Great save by Robinson. Larson Jr. just nearly eclipsing him down in the corner there. As caution has flown out here, we got a problem on the track as we're trying to get back on the live feed here. Jeff Clifton has come to a dead stop. Oh my, and one of them just got completely whacked around in the corner there. I'm not even sure who that was. Well, I guess we're just going to take a look at the Pizza Mr. replay here and see what went wrong there. I think the old Butchcraft for Gremlins, old guy, old Clifton there. Well, Poston probably didn't even know where to go or what to really do. You can see even Chantel Bottle getting into a little bit with Cody Griffin as they were trying to avoid it. Clifton, though, had really no chance or any place to get out from that mess, and Charles Whitehead actually got taken for a bit of a hit there, unfortunately, as well. So that kind of slows down the field and slows down the pack to have to regroup and refocus here. Definitely not what they expected or what they're really trying to bring to the table here, I bet you. So field goes down to the pit road here. We'll see who comes out first and who gets the advantage. Chris Mefford saying, man, it's so hard to race someone that blinks that bad. Yeah, Mefford, believe me, I've been down that road before. I had it happen literally with one race in Charlotte, more speed with the street stocks. Came to the line dead even. I beat him out by literally 1/1000 of a second. He blinked right as we came across the line. I just remember for like 5 or 6 laps just holding my breath and hoping to God he just didn't slip up or drive up on me and take me out. I was on the outside, he was on the inside. Coming off pit road, and looks like Holloway will continue to hollow back his way into this field. And when we come back, race fans, so far Holloway has been able to take control of this race, but Mitzel, Poston, Paulson, and Pottle are right on his tail. Stay tuned with us here at Texas. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, here has been presented in part by our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing. When you guys need custom t-shirts designed up your way and your style, oh, there is no better way to do it than with our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing. Be sure to visit them up at fortworthscreenprinting.com to get yourself the best custom design t-shirts made your way. Also, a big thank you to the other side of the sponsor, which is John T. Garrett Twitch channel. Be sure to visit up on Twitch at John T. Garrett to see all his real world and iRacing style races. And by Lightning Wrapz, with the most affordable designs made at your leisure, Lightning Wrapz is always looking to bring the best designs to your liveries. When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz to get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Welcome back, race fans, here onto the call and onto the show. As currently I'm still dealing with some glitchcraft gremlins on my end, kind of coming on the attack. Not really sure where they came from or what's going on down there. I do know we added some equipment to the rig today into the system, but I wouldn't think it would make things go blinking out a little bit or make it harder to kind of keep an eye on. Nevertheless, though, we're going to field them down back into positions here. DJ Mitzel, Daniel Holloway right now, they are all lining back up into their positions and into their control panels here. Mitzel and Holloway did a great job battling hard earlier on there. Now they got to try to find a way to kind of keep the momentum striving and going as much as possible here. Douglas Hart Johnson and Troy Radford also really trying to make a bit of a showcase for themselves and a battle off as well. We'll bring it right back around off of turn number 4 this time on by to the Fort Worth Screen Printing restart zone. We are back at it at Texas. Strong start out of the gate. Field works their way around. Holloway looks like he's getting a good idea of where he's playing this field out, where he's trying to drive this thing around at. Mitzel and Poston trying to deal the same damage, same situation. Jeff Clifton has all but left the building here. His connection to the track and as well as the field has dissipated, and the Glitchcrafter Gremlins take one out for the night. Right up into the high in the back of the field, top 5 out of here. Cody Griffin's already charged 10 spots up to the 0-3. Is not giving an inch. Bottle, though, backing out. Doesn't want anything to do with him. Gonna let him loose here for now as the rest of the field kind of deals with the pressure. Charles Whitehead in the 51-711 machine. Oh, thank heaven. Trying to get something going there. The number 13 is Douglas Hart Johnson, but Johnson seems to have kind of figured out how to keep a bit of a position and keep a bit of a runoff here on the rest of the field, and looking to try to get around Russ Hancock now. Continue to march their way through the charge here. Every driver for themselves, as we always talk about. There are no escapes and no plans to really evaporate around until you get trapped in one of them. Looking on now, you can see the driver starting to fear that tire wear, starting to fear the fuel mileage, that overall position they're going to be thrown into here. Chris Medford asking what happened to John G. Honestly, I'm not even sure. I'm presuming he had a motor quit or he had something kind of take him off the track here, but Garrett qualified first, and he's not even able to defend that first place position for winning the pole. So I don't really know what went wrong or what went down, but he was not able to make the call today, and he is not out on the track. A very surreal situation and circumstance here that we can't even figure out. Park him down off of turn number 4 here. Troy Radford, the 94 here, making a big work in the Mac tonight. As Sean Robinson, the Budweiser 15, kind of looking at the Mac and thinking, yeah, Mac doesn't suit me. I need to go out for a few drinks. So I got my old Budweiser scheme up, but unfortunately, McDonald's doesn't quite serve the Budweisers yet, so he's being served the burgers from Radford as Radford keeps the speed alive and keeps the momentum going. Derek Paulson, Todd Poston, they're all trying to make a move off here to get around. DJ Mitchell is now, he is taking the race lead away, but look at Paulson kind of sneaking his way on the inside. Now Todd Poston, Derek Paulson right now making a run for it. Can he get the Mustang MF Racing Design machine ahead of that 31? He certainly is looking to try. He's digging it in deep and digging for a run. It seems though the outside is still a little bit up for grabs in terms of 3 and 4. 1 and 2 though, it seems to be a completely different story. As both guys continue to launch themselves to the turn. Paulson deep down low. Paulson really driving her up in there quickly. But seemingly no grip or no run there. Not helping his case out here. Speaking of which, right up ahead, you see the move coming from Holloway. He found a way to get in the inside. Now going for the race lead again. Holloway jumping it right to the inside. Mitchell lets it loose and stiffs him the opening he needed. Mitchell gonna try to run his way through the gap there. Back into position. Holloway is still deadlocked in between. No room for error from DJ Mitchell or Daniel Holloway as Holloway begins to claim the race lead once more. That's Ronald Chantel Pottle on the 5 right now. Looks like she's starting to open it up a little bit on the track. Maybe give the car some room and some time to breathe. She's right there with the leaders. Cody Griffin, ooh, gets into the grassy plains on the trioval turn on the front straightaway. Gets himself kind of trapped off. He saw the rear end kind of kick out just a little bit underneath him. He was able to recover and keep himself suited, but that makes you wonder a little bit. Is he possibly getting a little too aggressive for his own good? May need to really look carefully at where he's at, what he's up to. You can see him steering this battle super late model machine right into the fight, into the charge. Ooh, and a bit of a bump and a hit there on that 31 Todd Poston. Got it in a little too slower than entry than the 5 did, and Pottle gives him a little taste of maybe what she's been dealing with this season. Loves being the father posting up too much though. He's still trying to keep his lead, keep his gap kind of separated in between. Lap 25 of 100 right now, up in the books here. We are 1/4 of the way done here in Texas. And talk about separating the field out too. You see how farther and farther everyone's coming along here. Let's take a look at some of the guys in the back right now. Tim Lee in the number 24 is out on the bottom left of your screen. The 77 of Michael Pratt on top right with also the 84 of Len McNeese. Back way in the field here. Ray Radford struggling. Clifton's out. Garrett did not even get it out on the track here. Still not even completely sure what went wrong there as Pratt looks like he's trying to find another line here or find another angle. He goes up deep into the banking. Well, that car had no grip and no rhythm to it. Seems like it get kind of trapped on that timeline on that bankman if you go up that high up. But then it kind of just makes you wonder, well, what are you supposed to do? Like, if you can't get any run on the bottom, then you gotta find a new way or new place or new drive to attack from, right? Well, without that top side here, it just makes it even harder to deal with and more frustrating as it goes. You know, also something I kind of know as well, race fans here, we do know one thing is for sure, by end of next year, we do know Texas Motor Speedway is going to be reconfigured. Well, how will it be reconfigured? Will it turn into a short track, or will it can be turned into a super speedway-esque version of kind of what its sister track, Atlanta Motor Speedway, is? My humble opinion, I still say they should just turn it into a short track and then let them loose after that. Because not only that, you can get them more of these super late model cars, but you could also get more of the hard racing that NASCAR is looking at. Also, maybe a kind of cases you could even try to still get kind of Indy cars show up here, but that one's kind of a hard little choice or a little hard little pill to swallow if that's even a possibility. Anyway, I'm not saying they can't throw any car in a short track. They do with Iowa Speedway, and you know how much I love that one. So I think it could work. But they really can't go anything more than 3/4 of the track. I don't think they would do anything half a mile here. Not with how the stands and the seating is, and especially now how close things can get around here on the track as well. I just see things kind of piling up on that 03 of Cody Griffin, DJ Mitchell going at it a little bit, side by side, drowning them out for turn number 2. Cody Griffin, man, he is just pouring the momentum alive, trying to get that Grand Prix Pontiac machine passed up for inspection. It's all kind of rocking the scheme that we'll be seeing a little bit more of in the near future of iRacing. We do know the 1987 Grand Prix are coming to iRacing. When that will happen is kind of hard to dispute, but I would say next year for sure, and maybe second build, I would say it's probably to expect them. Right now, though, you just get kind of a template from the super late models or a late model or street stock, depending on how you want to do it up. 33 out of 100 laps so far completed, and again, you can just tell the wear and tear these drivers are facing in the field that's currently separating themselves out further as they go. It's becoming more and more difficult by the hour and by the minute just to hang on. And those that are able to hang on right now are feeling the struggle and feeling the speeds kind of flipped up and really taking control of them. Daniel Holloway going to go into pit road here, opening the door up for the rest of the field. And speaking of opening the door up for the rest of the field right now, Tim Williams, Sean Robinson will join him, but look up ahead. That was a packed house there. DJ Mitchell, Cody Griffin, they were bringing it to him here. Kind of a cutthroat industry in this case for what these drivers are trying to do. Obviously, you gotta really have that kind of that mental aggression and absolute toughness to get the best out of your equipment, the best out of your driver. As pit stops are being made, Derek Paulson trying not to get himself a speeding penalty. Very close to call there. We'll have to see how that plays out. Len McNeese leading forward, keeping the momentum alive. Ray Radford and Daniel Holloway stayed out for a while, but Ray Radford's going to go in. Len McNeese, the only one that has not gone into pit road, as Daniel Holloway has now returned onto the track here. He's back out on the track. Meanwhile, everybody else trying to get out of pit road. Here they come now. Mitchell's going to get out first. Poston's going to be behind him. Griffin's going to go then. Then it's Paulson and then Pottle. As Holloway now moves his chains up a little bit. He has got speed and momentum burrowing his way, and looks like he's looking at a fuel mileage here on these guys. Len McNee's going to go to pit road. He'll lose his lead up, but the 26 of Holloway seems to have the strategy pulling over. How well that will work and how long that will last really kind of depends on him and his game plans here. looking at how long will it last. That 24 major damage on the front of the nose of that car. Not completely sure where that came from or what went wrong there, but that 24 is definitely feeling the heat and feeling the pressure kind of mounting over on him. Austin Bottle right now currently up for grabs here, as well as both cars continue to move their way to the chains. DJ Mitzel and Todd Poston still going back and forth, mano a mano with one another here, trying to get the better of the two. And again, I do apologize for the slowdown as well, folks. We did have an update here on iRacing. We're not really sure where the slowdown is coming from. If it's just from iRacing or if it's from us. We're trying to get that figured out as soon as we can here. And Poston and Mitzel, these guys just do not give an inch. And Poston is able to move the way to the change a little bit quicker here. Holloway slowed up back on the top half here right now, trying to keep momentum alive, trying to keep the focus alive here. Seems like the later we go too, the more that favors the drivers that are more experienced with these Super League models on these bigger tracks and on this kind of layout here. Still driving down on the bottom lane here. The 03 of Cody Griffin continuing to move his way in, trying to move off the bottom. Looking to the run in the middle here. You got a battle for a second. And Mitzel gets a slight little nudge there from Griffin. As Griffin gets just right enough of the back bumper to allow Mitzel to take back the second place spot handedly off Todd Poston as we go on board. So much run, so much momentum just carried over and kind of continuing to corner off. I think really they're starting to draft off one another, except for Griffin. Looks like he just doesn't care very much. I think he's really kind of seeing the writing on the wall. These cars don't push well and they won't draft well, so Poston gonna try to follow in Griffin's footsteps as Spitzel tries to defend both of them off on the top and the bottom here. Knows that's not an easy challenge, that's not an easy task. Well, they get face off so much from. Because when you're literally deadlocked in between each other and you're kind of so close to one another and you really have no room to move away. And Griffin using that to exploit it on the boys right now. 03 has mounted a charge up on the bottom lane. He's making for a run for it on turn number 3 into 4. Got a good jump off there. Poston trying to bump the 61 a little bit, trying to give him some speed. Not to be. Griffin now moves into second. But there's still plenty of room between the 26 Hershey Kisses of Holloway and that 3-car camp of Griffin, Mitzel, and Poston. Holloway is literally leading this thing by a good 2 seconds, but he still has to watch the fuel and still watch for the tires. I said earlier today that if they get to the halfway point, I guarantee you he'll probably be looking at switching out the tires. That might be their best chance to do it and their best opportunity to do it. And I think we just lost our overlay thing here, guys. Hold on a moment. We may be right back after a quick commercial message here.